And you'd think after a year and a half I'd be pretty used to this, but no. First off, I don't have the... what do you call that? Buffer zone of a starting soon screen. Which would be probably a little bit useful with my anxiety, but you know. No. It costs money is a thing, okay? Obviously. Which means I can't necessarily do it yet. Because I also have high standards. So, yeah. I think it's technical. Oh, okay, it could be slightly to the left. Alright, cool. Centered-ish. Alright, so I need to go here. Where's the post button? There it is. Okay, now I need... oh, I closed it. Notepad! Come here, Notepad. Hello, Vertex! How goes life? Copy. Okay, there we go. Alright. And it fits. Duolingo? Go away. I don't care. Yeah, it's, I mean, it's been a week, technically. Literally and technically. Metaphorically and actually. Yeah. It's technically my own fault. In that I'm committed to actually getting videos done on a regular schedule. But I also need to make concessions for actually being able to finish them instead of just getting one out and then not doing another one for like a month. Just funny because it's been 2 weeks since the last one, but it's 2 weeks less than a month, so technically speaking, I can still get there. And I think I finally got the final recording done for it. You know, just half a dozen self-realizations and ideas, and then ADHD. Did I mention ADHD? ADHD. What's a self-conscious VTuber to do in this world, huh? And I have high standards, so... yeah. C'est la vie. I'm still not sure what size to go for this. Because while I will admit to being attached, literally and figuratively, to the fox ears, for I'd like to think semi-obvious reasons, although I get why most people maybe go with cat ears because they're a little smaller. They complicate things rather a lot. In terms of framing, at least. Which is someone who's moderately attuned to the more cinematographer. Cinematic doesn't really work. It's technically correct, but I don't like the vibe that has. Cinematographic, I think? Side of things. We'll just, you know, if I invent new word, I invent new word, so be it. It bugs me. I've taken multiple classes on photography, and so concessions are made to leaving the frame, even though technically clipping is bad. But then there's different rules because it's streaming. And when you think about it, You can't not have something leave the frame in a video. It just happens, especially if you're recording stuff out in the wild. That means that stuff's eventually going to cross that imaginary, technically very important line, because then you no longer see it. It's one of those rules that's a rule except for when it's not a rule, therefore you don't follow it in certain circumstances, but generally you do. And if you don't know when to not follow it, you should just probably follow it, because it's likely to turn out better than if you abuse it willy-nilly. Oh, my tea. Yes, I have come prepared with combat tactics to combat anxiety. Somewhat. Also out of necessity, because, you know, the water. The warm tea is nice, and I'm not sure how long that's going to stay warm, really, but it's warm now. And I guess technically not the preferred option, but the option that I was presented with without needing to put in more effort is gummy bears. How is that louder than me talking? Please explain how crinkling the bag is louder than me. Does this say more about the bag that these are in, or myself? Anyway, so those are a thing. And I guess technically having it be sparkling water counts, because I also have other water, but it's a sparkling water. Yeah. Is what it is, really. Oh, and of course later Uma, because yeah. Oh good, the bitrate is stabilized. Oh, that didn't change it back to 1920 by 1080, I don't think. But I'm also don't want to mess with it because, well, OBS is finicky and Twitch is finicky. There's a lot that can go wrong there. It's not really dealing with that. Nah. I guess I could touch on how the video's going. Yeah, it's been, well, I at least know what the background footage is. I figured out that much. Background footage is beneficial for, well, everything that I thought I was going to be doing, potentially. So, that was... I need to stop saying that as much. Or at least putting as much emphasis on it. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It's annoyed. But I do need... wait, no, where was I? Not the self-distraction loop again. What was I talking about? Right, record footage. It's Arena Breakout Infinite, because I do think I'm likely to do more extraction shooters for that sort of thing than the other stuff that I thought I'd be doing, like League of Legends, or at one point, Valorant, because, I mean, I played the game, why wouldn't I just play it for content reasons? Because the game was kind of in a downward spiral at that point, and it hasn't gotten better. Like, I like the game play. The gameplay is not the issue. The issue is in what Riot did to the MMR system. Which is also kind of why I don't play League as much as I used to. Other than the trash tier and personality and how they act, teammates. Not great. Because I'm all for a team game requiring team play. That's why I like them. What I don't like is being stuck with people who don't want to play as a team and would rather play the blame game and, well, then flame their entire team because they made a mistake and are now tilted. Which then makes their team play worse and just doesn't make sense in the slightest. I don't know. It's an odd phenomenon. But, yeah. That's why you haven't seen Valorant in a while. No desire to. It's legitimately painful to play those games more often than not, because on top of dealing with those teammates, which, whatever, you can mute all and whatnot, move on. But then you also have to deal with Riot's MMR system only caring about winning. I'm sure you're asking, well, yeah, usually that's how MMR systems work. Kind of, to a point. They only care about winning, though. It doesn't matter how you performed in a win or a victory or loss. A win or a victory? Yeah, there's only one option, actually. Sorry. No, sadly. Although it'd be boring if there was. Whatever. So you can perform really, really well and lose, and you will lose the same amount of elo that you would if you performed poorly. Well, sometimes if you perform bad, you'll lose more, but in League, it's generally about how often you win or lose, which I'll get into why that really doesn't work in a sec. But, and then in Valorant, it's more reflective of your performance, sure, but way less than it used to be, and also way more on the scale of how often you've won, but not like if you win more, you earn more. If you win more and you climb more, you earn less. Until some arbitrary line where it's like, oh, you're still winning a ton. Here, we'll just give you a little bit more and they trickle feed you more elo. Or LP as it's called in that game. Which, as I'm sure you can imagine, feels horrible when you carry your team to victory, getting 30 plus kills or whatever, and you get plus 12 because you climbed a lot. But if you lose one game and you also drop 30 kills, you lose 20 LP for reasons. Because you're not supposed to be there, but you won a bunch, so you obviously should be there because you're still consistently winning. But then some brain-dead idiot came up with the idea of, oh, well, you'll never have bad... Well, I guess they just don't know anything about psychology. They lost track of the fact that people are playing the game, not robots or something. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. And very little LP for win, lots of LP for loss when you performed the same in both games, feels bad, and often makes you perform worse the next time, because you're human. It's basic psychology. League is even worse though, because it doesn't really take your performance into account. It tracks it all. So it knows what your CS numbers are, macro, damage you do, etc, etc, etc. but it really only cares about if you win a bunch or lose a bunch. And if you win a bunch, same thing. You earn less. If you lose a bunch, you lose more. That doesn't really make sense, does it? You're punished for losing and punished for winning. So there's basically is no winning if you at all care about your rank, or if you just happen to have ADHD and, you know, the number kind of means a little bit more to you because you're goal-oriented. It's sort of just how ADHD works. You find yourself, at least in my case, attaching relevance to checkpoints or whatever, or little things that you find that, like, you can use as physical examples of you making forward progress. Not physical, but tangible examples of forward progress. Which does mean, yeah, I'm probably slightly more biased and it hits a little harder, but it's still the same for everyone else who plays. I just realized I'm an idiot. And I never... Oh, right. I did? I thought I did that. I didn't do that. Oh, whoops. Oh, sorry, Discord. I was like, I feel like I'm forgetting something. One, it's like 6 minutes past when I wanted to post the Twitter notification. Two, I didn't go in streamer mode on Discord. And three, I didn't post the live notification in the Discord because I got distracted. You know, that's a theme. It's the theme of today, I guess, is getting distracted. Can I spell, please? Remember? Yeah, spelled correct. My dailies. Is there a little sword? Little sword emote? No, cross swords. Like just one sword. What is that? Kiss woman man. How do you get that from SWO? Discord, I really worry about you. I guess there really just isn't anything. Huh. Well, that's unfortunate. What do you mean wavy dash? What the... Huh? Yeah, beaver. With DA typed in. Whatever. You know what? Candle. Surely Candle comes up with something. Good enough. What is it? This? Yeah. There we go. Okay. My bad. My bad. One last read over of the tweet. Stop avoiding the game. Into it only like. Cool. Alright. Housekeeping done. I think I got through my entire thought that I wanted to cover there. I think. Memory could be better. I blame learned behavior and disassociation, which I think is a pretty fair thing to blame, but also, you know, it doesn't get better by just blaming it. So yeah. Today is Umamusume dailies, at least. I don't know if I want to commit to a new campaign. I'm trying a new thing, which is ignoring my anxiety to an extent, or at least trying to handle it slightly, and not rushing things that don't need to be rushed. Would you look at that? I have a rule for that. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Maybe I should put that in a card on my Twitch. That would be a good idea. Where do I write that down so I don't forget it? To do. I do have a to-do list, which is mostly done. I think I can just get rid of most of them, but not all of it. I don't feel like going through it. So, Twitch card of what rules? So I don't forget which rules I'm talking about, because I otherwise would. Oh look, there's that entire document that I have for the document. It's the notepad page of things that I wanted to put into a video about War Thunder Naval. And then I got distracted, and then once I lost motivation, I just lost the drive to do that specific thing. I had other things that were more interesting, as is wont to happen with ADHD. I'll get back to it at some point. Don't know when, but surely I will. Smile. Hehe. Yeah, well, guess that means I am slightly waiting, because the whole point is to provide a buffer zone, and then I forgot to put up the notification. Oh. Ha. Me when I'm funny. Hi, Synapset. I'm just gonna keep playing with this bag, aren't I? The bag of gummy bears that is somehow louder than me talking, while behind the microphone. I'm honestly offended. Like, the obvious solution is to talk louder, but also generally don't. So I'm annoyed, but I'm not dueling with a bag of gummy bears. I'm above this. Slightly. But yeah, how has life been? Personally, busy-ish. Busier? Busier. Yeah, very busy. Busy can be good. It means you're not bored, at least. Probably. I guess you can be busy and bored because it's just busy work, which is not fun. Also the favorite of the American school system, so you know. Is what it is, really. I'm certainly not going to be inciting any change there. No. I wouldn't say I have bigger fish to fry, but I have other fish to fry. Now I kind of want fish. I really didn't think that through. Moving on. Personally, I still have the video to edit, although I did at least finally get everything recorded. Unless I change my mind again. But I think I have the general vibe and feel of what I want those to be down, so that should be good. But, I'm curious. What are you up to then? Besides, I presume at least some gardening, although it's... Actually, is that... No, it's northern versus southern hemisphere that's different. Alright, so it's probably about the same. Kind of the same, climate-wise, in that it's fall. Yay, it's October! Which means it's almost winter, but not. Unless you're in the east coast of the US, in which case it kind of already feels like winter. But I also have no desire to live on the east coast of the United States. Or the money to get there, so you know, funny how that works. Making formatting and other editing changes for a manuscript of yours that is in the works of publication. Nice! Good work is good, as it's in the name. Good work. Also, could just be praised, like good work. Head pat. There you go. Can't really move my arm, but you know, head patting in spirit. You know, the thought of doing writing as a career has crossed my mind multiple times, but realistically, no. This may come as a surprise, but it's a little too much sitting there and just typing for my brain to bother keeping focus the entire time. That and I type slowly, but it's not the important part of this, it's the other part that we're gonna focus on. So, hopefully that goes well though. I have a little bit of an idea of how the publication process goes, but also it really depends on what you mean by publication, I guess. Because technically just putting it online is publishing it. Then there's actually dealing with publishers, which admittedly I know less about. A monograph. So for those in the audience who don't know what a monograph is, which I totally do, obviously. What's a monograph? Exactly? Blink. It's just an academic book. You know, it doesn't... I feel like I should have known that there's different types of classifications and descript whatnot for academic books, but surprise, I've never thought of it. A really long paper that would be too long to publish in a journal, so you have to publish it as a monograph. Which I guess is a play off of a monologue, because it's written to like Oh geez, gonna have to get into the root meaning of paragraph, or rather the graph part of paragraph and what that plays, and I'm not feeling a desire to do that, because I feel like that'll lead to a rather long... I'm probably doing it at some point. Okay, well, whatever. Speech on a single subject. Greek for writing, the Greek for an account. Huh. So graph is writing. So then para is the determination of the length, or rather statement of length, I guess technically you want to put it that way. Okay. August Malocos. Wah wah. Yay, alerting. Is this ever going to be relevant for most people? No, but it is interesting. This is my favorite type of knowledge. All I know is that I tended to win whenever I do like quiz games with family. Usually on different types of media and whatnot. Yeah. So your signatures are your autograph. Writing of self-writing. I'd like to put it out just as a point of order. I said it before you typed it, so I'd like partial credit for reaching that conclusion. It's only fair, really. Too competitive for my own good sometimes. Are you sure? Because technically if I was a fox, and I bet you it would hurt less. But if I was a husky, that has the potential to really hurt. If you'd like to amend your statement there at all. A fox dug up a dead squirrel and carrot the other night. Well, at least you're making friends with the neighborhood critters, I guess. So wait, you're saying that foxes are just getting all the blame again, like usual? Kind of the go-to thing. Because, like, raccoons could also kill your hens, I'm just saying. Or a coyote. But no, it's the fox, because of course. Ignore how a raccoon's paw print would look completely different from a fox's. Okay, so it's more of like the coyote part of the statement. But... or a wild dog. Only one fox ever took one of your chickens growing up. See? Wow, it's the whole breadth of potential threats to your livestock. Minus wolves, they usually go for larger things. Assuming you even have wolves in your area, which is, I guess, not a surprise considering how threatening they can be in a pack. Not the case in a lot of places anymore. Yeah. Funny how that works. Ugh. They need all the solitary animals remain. Strength in numbers, I guess? But you know, we do have coyotes. Coyotes are generally speaking scavengers, so they kind of just A, get everywhere, and B, usually don't interact with anyone or thing. And of course, when they do, it's usually a little bit of a worry. They're just hanging around uncaringly. It's usually a little skittish of attention, but they do be around. Nuisance animals. You don't need a permit to hunt them. That means there's probably a lot of them. Yeah. I don't know what you do with coyote meat. And I personally wouldn't want to bother with a coyote pelt. Because tanning a hide is actually, one, a lot of work, and two, smells really, really, really bad for multiple reasons, I'm sure you can imagine. But yeah. In most civilized places, there's gonna be coyotes, and if it's not civilized, there's definitely gonna be coyotes, because they are coyotes. It's just you're allowed to shoot them whatever, because they're pests of farms. Yeah. I don't know if coyotes get into trash, actually, thinking about it. It's more of a raccoon thing, usually. Stereotypically, I guess, technically speaking. But... Things that I've never thought of, and yet now suddenly am. C'est la vie. Ah. Have I turned off the music in Uma? I don't remember. Do I want to deal with that? I feel like I don't need to. Ow. Yeah. Technically, chewing off little bits of dried skin on my lips is a bad habit, but it is satisfying. You just need to make sure not to do it too much. Because technically you can also then make it bleed, but yeah, no, not the point. ADHD things, at least unlike someone else, I don't chew in my bottle caps. For a bottle that still has stuff in it that I need. Like every 30 minutes. I probably should. But I also don't really want to have chapstick when I'm like drinking or eating something, because then that's all that I taste. Because scent is a large part of the majority part, technically, of taste. It varies, obviously, from person to person, but still makes up a significant portion. Which does mean you kind of trick yourself sometimes. Like if you're eating something you don't want to, or don't super like the taste of, or taking medicine or whatever, you could just take something that smells strongly of something and you're unlikely to taste it. It's also why there's a thing about holding your breath when you take medicine. Usually for kids, granted, but that's fine. Because it doesn't taste as strong, or rather you don't taste the same things you would, so it's not the full breadth of the flavor. It works better with some medicines than others. Because yeah, your tongue's a little more limited. Random fact for the day, part whatever. We've covered coyotes, foxes, huskies, and no scent. Which could all technically be linked together, really, if you felt like it. Doesn't have to be, but it can be. I feel like I got distracted from something. But I don't know what. No, no idea. A little bit of an idea, not really fully an idea. The Lost Thoughts of an ADHD Mind. Probably be a pretty good book title, actually. Now, will the book ever get finished? Well, that's kind of in the title, isn't it? Ivy. Alright. Well, that's enough of that. This is a good thing I didn't end up doing War Thunder, because that's not... It has an update. The point is it has an update. Alright. Party dash, what the? Whatever, not the point. 2-3. Cool. Let's go to this. This. Does the game capture work for this? I don't actually know. Presumably it doesn't. You know, I gotta use window capture. That's... so if I go full screen, then obviously it becomes full screen, but that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Do I want to be larger? Kind of. I'm feeling self-important. Trying to remember how this looks when you get into the raises, because I do, like it says, want to do the dailies. I think slightly smaller. Although I do kind of like that it's like... I might do something different with the text box in the future. Because, it's kind of hard to read on this. And I feel like it's going to show up more than a couple of times. Or scroll time indeed. What do you mean you lagged? Please explain. They have a Discord? Huh. The more you know. I feel like that's... What would you say volume-wise? Is that loud? Because it looks like it's loud in OBS, but I remember that last time I said that and thought that, and it was actually kind of quiet. It's not as loud as me talking at the very least. Of course, probably also down to me hearing it. Doesn't sound that. Alright. That's what I thought. So talking's like there, so it's like minus 20, it's like, Okay, so the music is actually at the right volume. It's just the voices. Turn that down slightly, I think. Hello? Oh. Actually, yeah, okay, because it's a little quieter. We'll go... Maybe I said there's like an in-between option. That's probably good. Well, we'll see if... No, I mean, I know it. I know it went through. I can hear that it went. Also, thanks. It's a little better on my end, too. It's kind of loud. New titles. Really? What new titles? What have I accomplished? How? Oh, okay. I was like, what? I don't even have half of these. Well, two quarters? 2/3. Blazing. Oh, I see. Hmm. I feel like it's probably... we're going to the other one first. Right, so yeah. Technically for this game there's two... Yeah, two things you can do daily. Well, besides obviously a new campaign, which I haven't done in a while because... Well... yeah, the last Champions Meeting Cup kind of... What's the word? I can't think of the word I want to use. I was slightly disenfranchised with it because, well... it can be slightly difficult to train things. Well, one... You get handicaps, I guess you could say, in the career mode. So technically, even if you can clear the career mode, which I guess some people can't because they don't have the right cards, but it's more of you have to know the right choices to make. It's a roguelite. Or like... I never remember. It's one of the two. That's not the point. So... It's more of the chance to make the right choices, and you can know the right choices to generally make, but sometimes you just get screwed. What does it say about me that this is kind of like my favorite type of game recently? Yeah. Done now. Well, we'll start with this. And this is just races, kind of, technically. I might have to go further right, now that I'm thinking about it. You scare me. You scare me as well, too. I'm getting to the part where people actually have semi-decent teams, it looks like. It doesn't help that although I'm technically able to use all 3 slots, I haven't, like I said, done campaign in a little while, so I don't actually have Umas to put there. Actually, do I even have enough to do that? Yes and no. Part of me kind of wants Teo, but I'm not super fussed. I would like Ogiri. Ogiri be good. Don't care about you, just good. Oh, that's the other one. So I guess I got like half. If I had to choose them here, I'd probably say Symboli Rudolph and Ogre Cap would be the ones I choose. But yeah. The horse goes down or you'll go to hell. Oh. Oh. Do we have a slightly more defined definition for letting them down? Because I mean, like, technically speaking, it's an anime, so it should have at least some buffer of like, you tried your best thing, right? Right? Maybe. I'll take it. It's better than a definite no. Also kind of like the favorite go-to of every creature you could possibly make a deal with in lore and legend that is trying to screw you over and is straight up lying to you because they want something. But you know, not always. So it could be fine. Or I'm screwed, one of the two. But yeah, so I'm using you, not you, not you. I think I have one of you, not you, using you. Do not have a Mayano, or a Narita Brian. I do have Tachyon and a winning ticket. No Bakshin, who I should do so I can put you onto something that you're better suited to. A Super Creek, who I always mix up with Special Week into usually like Super Week or something. Haru, rest in peace. I'm not saying your name because well, you know. I feel like that's pretty fair. Nice Nature, who I should have, and I have Kayla? Huh. Okay. What are you? Sprint? That checks out. You will inevitably end up with either mild or medium as A, so that's also something I could use you for. Something to think about. I do have the... okay, first off, you can only really do 3 careers a day without spending these or carrots, which I would not recommend as a free-to-play player for obvious reasons. But I think they should up it to like 5. I know, okay, so TLDR, this game has technically been out in Japan for 4 to 5 years. So they've made changes. And also, global, this version is on an accelerated schedule, which they finally did something to address, like a month ago almost. But still isn't quite there. Because there's other quality of life stuff that they haven't added for some unknown reason before putting it up. Like, for instance, having more than just 3, because like if you're gonna be doing like a run, or rather a grind, to get a parent Uma on your own instead of borrowing them from someone, I still haven't joined a club either. I need to do that. I keep forgetting. Whatever. I'm not antisocial. You have no proof. Don't need to look back through past VODs or anything. It's cheating, okay? Anyway. It'd be nice to have 5, basically, is my point. 5 would be nice, because you need like 30, I think, on average, if you're trying to make a Paranuma, because it is, again, a roguelite, or like, one of the two. Asian Flash! Asian Flash jump scare. Ortiz. Soon. Soon. And I still need to save up about 7,000 carats, technically, to guarantee getting her. Because the guarantee is 30,000 because it uses a very old gacha model. But, yeah. Yeah. Technically, you should aim for support cards, I'm aware. But I don't care. I can borrow Kita-san. I will eventually pull for support cards and probably end up with some decent stuff. Because, like, there's a lot of the 4-star ones are pretty solid. I just didn't pull enough on them. Because I care more about the characters. And the reality is that you should play this game to have fun. Unless you're going to spend tons of money on it. Then you can do whatever the hell you want, I guess. But not a surprise. Yeah, as you'll see, poor McQueen is running dirt tracks. Because I have no one else to run dirt tracks. Well, to look at this, that'll work. Basically, if anything below A, you take a penalty to your performance. I think she's on like an E? No. Whatever's above D. F, maybe? So... yeah. Also, yeah, food. Food the good horsey girls, carrots? And pet them. That's a sentence. Ah. Actually, no, that makes sense. Kind of. Because you have the carrots that you use to pull on the banners, which would be like, kind of just setting them out as like bait to try and get them to show up. So that kind of works. Oh, I thought that was intentional. This is, after all, not the 19th century anymore, so not everyone talks all prim and proper like. We tend to, like, you know, purposely mess up words. So really, if you hadn't said anything, then I wouldn't have known. Here, take a baggy Crunkle. Crunkle? Crumple. I don't want to even think about what a... You know what? We're just going to leave that. You do that rather well. Thank you. Yeah, it's almost like I spent a lot of my childhood messing around with accents. It doesn't help me, well, okay, no, it actually does help me with modulating my voice a bit, although that's mostly down to habit. Because the further it is from my normal talking tone, or rather what I was using as my normal talking tone, don't need to get into that, the easier it is to affect, except for some things. British is easy, Australian kind of, French, everything else is, well, Irish kind of, although I do some stuff wrong because technically there's no R's in Irish. At least I don't pronounce them, and Scottish as well. But yeah, not the point, I'm getting distracted. Air Groove. Lost. I can't look at it. Oh, I can hit placing. So third, by a 1 3/4 length, that's not the worst. That's competitive. I'm curious about the stats. Can I please see stats? No. No. I'm not worthy of seeing stats. I'd have to hit the replay to see the stats. Am I that committed? No. Can I at least see my? No. Okay. Well, we'll look at super... We'll look at Special Week then. A Vortex Twist. Catch-up step. Okay. Sure. Not even catch-up like catching up, like the food catch-up. Man. I feel like you lost to the naming lottery on that one. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. But yeah, so... Alright. The long and short of it is, I didn't know what I was doing. In terms of... Well, that and I don't really have great parent Uma options. But I also didn't really know what stats were the best, or skills were the best, rather. I also apparently was putting in way too little to stamina. I should have more stamina. But technically that's also like a... comes from the parents thing, because you'd want 3-star sparks, and I don't have any. I would love to set up my own parent Umas with like 3-star stamina sparks and whatnot, and be great, but I don't have the money to spend on the game, which means I'm not spending the money on the game because what I could spend on it wouldn't be enough to justify it. I have other things that I can do, like save up for, I don't know, backgrounds for stream, a starting Zoom screen, a model. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. But on the other hand, I do kind of like the challenge of trying to make it work. So there's that. I got distracted again. I guess you can... Yeah, here's what I had to work with. This is borrowed. Also not really the most useful. You want stamina or speed, really? Because those are the most important. It did me enough to train power, really? Which is nice. It works for late surgers. Which is... what she's best at. She can technically do pace chasing, but you'd build it differently. I did not build for that. Oh look, the borrowed Kita-san, and everything else is, not great. She did do good, though. I'll give her that. She did good. Technically, that's a really good, career for a horse. I don't know about this game, but in real life, that... solid. Although most of them I think would probably race more. I'm still figuring it out. Anyway. Should have more stamina. Also should have a skill, Professor of Curvature, which you'll probably see on... No? Alright, we have a chance. Pace. Okay, I was like, what? No, they don't have it. They don't. It's very unethical. It can be. I'd argue it's gotten better over the years, but it used to be really, really bad, so that's not saying much. I don't know, that's like diving into like knowing horse physiology and whatnot. I don't know. Because yeah, there's definitely an argument for that. Because they don't really get a choice as to whether or not they race. Or how much they train, but it's like, it depends. Because some trainers, they don't overdo it. Horse lives a good life. They get to retire after a bit and just be a breeding stud or mare or whatever. Could do worse. A lot of people do worse. But also there's the ones that overtrain them and then run them into the ground, and yeah, so I guess the top end, it's not that bad, but then you get down to the lesser known is it breeders, I guess? And farms, and it's probably less ethical. Because partially there's less oversight, because they're not in the spotlight. But also, they feel the need to do more to be competitive with the bigger farms and whatnot. C'est la vie, I suppose. I've never really watched horse racing though, because I'm very aware that I have an addictive personality. So, yeah. I mean, I don't even watch my favorite sports teams anymore because I get way too invested. And I'm aware of it. I don't really have the buffer zone to do that as things are. You're wondering, that'd be the Sharks for hockey and Chelsea for soccer, because it's who I ended up choosing. Both happen to be blue. That wasn't intentional, although I do like the color blue, so I guess it kind of makes sense. But, That's shades of blue, because teal is kind of more green? Not important. Okay. Oh. Circuit breaker. That's not the worst. What did that say? Oh, that's their name. I was like, what? Professor of Curvature. So this is really good. Increases velocity on a corner with skilled turning. Yes. Obviously has this glowing gold, but it's a very good skill to have. Also, there's corner recovery, which turns into... I forget what it turns into. But it is also good because you don't want to run out of stamina. Remind me later, and maybe I'll pull up the site that you can use to, like, simulate this stuff. Because it's pretty cool. If you like numbers and whatnot. It's very thorough. I don't know what this does. When well positioned mid-race? See, that's not great. Because what does well positioned mean? It changes based on stuff. There's also a site that you can use to look up the meaning of that. Get the super, like, the really detailed explanation. But swing maestro. This is what it turns into. Very, 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 very good. Because there's no qualifying trigger. It's just be on a corner and get endurance back. Pretty much every race is going to have a corner. So you get guaranteed endurance back. You get guaranteed turning and speed on the corner, right? And then there's the fact that even if she's not level 3, so 3-starred, and therefore has better stats, including to this, she has level 5 of her innate skill, which gives moderate recovery endurance when conserving energy on a corner in the second half of the race. I don't know what the second part means. But she basically pretty much always triggers it, because she also has about 400 of it. So basically, this was an attempt at me not really cheating the system, but playing into the fact that you can do really, really silly things with Tachyon, and I think she's actually kind of low-key goated. Crazy, very crazy, but goated. Because you don't need to do as much putting in stuff into stamina as first points, which means you can put more into power and speed, which if you're limited in what you can reach because of your cards... I also had a worse key to send that I was borrowing then you can still hit decent breakpoints on this. I forget what I'm running her as. Is she Pace Chaser or Late Surger? I think Pace. I don't know. It's one of the two. Also, yeah, Guts is a bit low. It was a test. I was learning. And then there's Grass Wonder, who is failed experiment. I'm sorry, Grass. I did not do you well. She did get this. And that, but it's like... When towards the front, she's a late surger. She's generally not in that position, so that doesn't do a ton. This is not bad, which is why Symboli Rudolph is such a good parent Uma. But moderately increased velocity on the final straight after passing another runner 3 times late race. She's a late surger. If she's not doing that, she wasn't going to win in the first place. This, however, is bad because it's got the condition of being first to like 3rd or 5th, I think? Or 4th, above 5th. Which, late surger, less likely to happen. So this one's okay, because like it technically final corner or later, which means if you get towards the front, it'll trigger. So increase in speed. Increase velocity. This one you need to be at the front and then it really doesn't do anything. There's the back on the final straight. This one is okay. I don't remember what this does. So it's like, I kind of did good with this. That the idea is there between these 3 and then this, although I could have used more stamina. I should have more speed, and I should have more power. And wits is probably fine. But I need like 300 to 400 more speed, and about 300 or so more power maybe, because this is what lets you pass people. So she could have been better, but Tachyon generally just wins because she has really good speed for the people that I'm up against. Most of them do not have... Okay. If I lose this, I will be surprised. How? This is actually the first... She's the first one that I did a career with, I think. It was her or McQueen. I don't remember. A butter parfait? Bitter parfait. Oh. And Ticket, who I do like, but is slightly tricky. Still better. Progress. Progress. So I should just win this outright, though, because they have no stats. Yeah. What? Oh, that's horrible. Now I really should be looking at that stuff more often. Because information is, well, strength, kind of. It's good. Sure. Hey, base. Yes, horse. Winning ticket? Yeah, I do need to get her 3 stars, so sure. I don't care about Daiwa, really, so I shouldn't pick that up. I need this. Horse girl. There are horse girls, I don't care about that. Dirt racing shoes, because I definitely have some of those on. Technically it's horse girls, though. Yeah, we have a weird thing where a fox girl is training horse girls. Don't worry about it. Just... let's go with it. Just go with the flow. You're baiting me into picking this one. Why? I really want to get Tachyon 3-star though. I want her to have her signature outfit. What is that? What are we referring to? The fox girl trained horse girl. True. True. I like how we've moved to current year instead of... when did that start, actually? Probably like 2018, 2019? Maybe 2017. Maybe. That'd be pushing it. But we're a more progressive society these days. Moderately civilized. Sort of. Yeah, you ever see anyone looking at you like that? Run. Just run. Nothing good comes from that. I guess you'll literally get experimented on, so you know. Also has a gun. We got distracted if you couldn't tell. So, what does it even mean? Book of Sugar, sound novel. Made in Charm. Okay, that makes sense. 4 shoes. There's like a bad English translation. Cinnamon milk. Side note, I did have cinnamon apple Cheerios? So it's just cinnamon. Cinnamon Cheerios today? Because, you know, they finally make stuff like that gluten-free. It's not hard to do and they earn more, so they widen their audience. There you go. But yeah, so I technically had cinnamon milk today. Didn't look like that, obviously, but you know. It's tasty. But I came here for a reason. We're in with a chance. It would be nice if they could use more concrete terms. Slightly increased velocity when in lead by a fair margin on the final straight. What's a fair margin? How about how many lengths? That'd be good. It's almost like that's. Wait, that's not my Agnes Tachyon. Yeah, they're also aware. They're also aware, and they have more. Actually, they don't have more, and I have better skills, I think. Yeah, I think I have better skills. Because I have these two. That corner acceleration as well, but most importantly, standard distance, which increases performance over standard distances, which is multiples of 400, which I think this race is. Because most... No, it's not. Is it? No. I got unlucky. I got unlucky. 2400, I think it would have been fine. Where is it? This is math. This is math that I'm not doing. Okay, we're just moving forwards. Tachyon wins. The better Tachyon, even. I'm so sorry, McQueen. You won! Congratulations! You bullied a G+. Haru Urara. By a lot. They're actually probably not that far off in terms of capability, considering she has no dirt aptitude. I'm losing this one. I'm not even gonna look. Like, there's no point. Okay? I don't beat this. I don't beat this. I never beat this. There's no way to beat this. And you have Gormund, which is the best stamina skill for pace chasers. I don't know what the hell this is. Doesn't seem the worst. In position towards the front, just move to the remaining. Oh boy. Not with that attitude. Okay, would you like... Remember these stats, okay? Unless she, like, literally breaks a leg, okay? Or somehow runs out of stamina before I do, which is very unlikely because I have no stamina skills. This is... I'm so sorry, Air Groove. I really did not do well on that. But, she's lucky to finish the race. She'll be in the front, maybe, because she won't be trying too hard, even if she does have immensely higher speed. But she just won't be able to keep up at the end. Because she has no stamina. She came second. That's not the worst. I'm okay with... Okay, now this is just bullying. It's just bullying. Okay, now this is actually semi decent. Okay, you have more speed, but no stamina, and no stamina skills. So it could be worse. Your Taiki Shuttle has Hydrate. Taiki Shuttle's a pace chaser? I thought she was a late surger. Huh. Okay, whatever. She has good stamina. Better speed. Then my poor Maria Zensky, who's, well, I was new. She does have this, though. A bunch of skills. And she's a front runner. Maybe. Maybe. My winning ticket, though, is struggling. Not enough stamina. I think if she had 500? Maybe. 600 definitely. But Maria Zensky prevails. Let's go. You'll love to see it. Two for 3. Not bad. And yeah, I do have the anime McQueen because I literally... the wrong banner. I pulled on the opposite banner from the one that she was rated up on. And it was literally the first pull. She's also technically the worst McQueen, but you know. We are favored this day. The gods of Umas look down upon us with favor. Why did I not hit the other one? I just made this so much more difficult for myself. Lower. Oh, in case you're wondering, this number is based off of the accumulated rank of your Umas that are in your team. So it technically doesn't mean much, because like I have less. I have 4, 5, 6, 7, making up 39,000, and they have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, making up 45,000. So on average, mine are better, technically. But they also have a couple that are just really bringing it down. This is actually going to be competitive, I think. Oh look, it's Tachyon again. Why am I looking at mine? I don't need to look at mine. Doka Doka. Doka Doka. Divinity. That's presumptuous. Pull Swing Maestro on your left. So you're running her as the late surger, I see. That's not the worst McQueen that I've ever seen. It's actually the best McQueen that I've ever seen. Cause mine's horrible. That's not great though. What did you do? You didn't win everything. Oh, ooh, ooh. Being a McQueen, McQueen. Tachyon's career is actually kind of, well, they've got like the same setup I do. Nice. It's, challenging. She's a very finicky Uma. I didn't realize that until after I did it, and I had no issues, because luck, I guess. Good to be lucky, lucky to be good. But, yeah, there's a point in your career where if you do the wrong things or you haven't trained the right things or won enough up until the, that point, Everything derails and it's basically like just self-destruct a spiral. Who, Tachyon? Agnes Tachyon? Yeah. How so? Tachyon on. Fast and hard to attack. Ah. Okay. I'm not surprised. A little surprised that's the order that went in. I thought Gold Ship was gonna randomly show up, as Gold Ship tends to. Yeah, if you're looking to be trolled, try training a Gold Ship. If you enjoy yourself and like being happy, don't train a Gold Ship. It's just RNG. Okay, well, probably losing this one. So I feel like Grass Wonder is just yeah. If my Air Groove wasn't worse, or at least as bad in terms of stamina, I think so. Yeah, because I have no stamina skills, I have less stamina. That's gonna be rough. But that's the thing, it doesn't matter because it's all down to chance. And where they're running. So basically, if I had to guess, she got blocked in. And then had to use more stamina, or that's the thing, there's a lot of things that could have happened. I'm just not invested enough to watch each one of these because it'll take forever. We have killed an hour and 27 minutes though, just yapping and doing this, so you know, it's not the worst. But they have the dreaded Ogre Cup. With the same stamina, Tachyon skill, inherited, curvature. That's very winnable. Do I have more stamina? I do, but I have less speed. This is the tricky thing. Speed matters until it doesn't, because you don't have enough stamina. Or you don't have the power to get up to speed, because power is acceleration. Sort of. Power is more passing. But it's also acceleration. It's very weird. Especially the protagonist. If you couldn't tell by her very protagonist energy. Oh no. Oh, I'm scared. A, both of these are sprinters, and this is a sprint. So they already have an advantage. What in the hell? On a straight mid race, that sounds like a horrible skill, but okay. So they're looking to be in front. Oh, she's a front runner. I see. Okay, solid. Okay, so I think I lose to this Bakshin because it was a Bakshino. Sakura Bakshino to be precise. And she has max speed. She's in her element. The only thing that can happen is she doesn't have enough stamina. The only thing. Because I do have Swing Maestro, and they don't. Also a front runner, so they were competing for front running. She has 700 speed, which is not 1200, but is at least not nothing. And she has her skill. So we'll see. Winning Ticket doesn't have a shot. She doesn't have enough stamina. And she's not fast enough. Yep. Sakura. Yeah. Oh, we're about to get mogged by Haru Urara. Yup. Not the worst. Could have been worse. But, yeah. Not super surprising. The intelligent choice is to pick the one below the top one, but I like a challenge. Holy, full roster. Actually, I think we're in with a shot. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Aptitude matters, but also you don't necessarily want to just fill your lineup with Umas. Because it doesn't really do anything but handicap you. It just makes you face higher opponents. Also, what in the 42,000 point? Marazinski, I keep saying it wrong. It's Marazinski, not Marazinski. Marazinski. How far ahead were you exactly? 6 lengths ahead. I see. Carry on. Oh look, channel points in action. I still need to figure out what the heck I want to do with those, because the whole sound alerts thing doesn't work, because they haven't updated their app to be aware that you can use channel points without being affiliate, which, surprise, I'm not affiliate yet. I know, surprise. Super surprising. How many times can I say surprise? I think it's about it, actually. Shocking. Oh, this is dirt. I don't even care. I don't even care. There's no way I win that. Yeah. Smart Falcon. Ooh. Maybe your Grass Wonder's it's better. That's better. Bridge Comp. I like Break Chain though. I feel like you could do a little bit more than that, but Blitz Eclair. Okay. You throw yourself at stupidly hard painful challenges. Oh, it's transit. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. I feel that. I like challenges, but sometimes I do maybe ask a little too much of myself. And then stubbornly try and complete it anyway. Surely I can beat C tier gold ship, right? Surely. Steadily with a long spurt halfway through the race. That sounds like gold ship. Oh hey, special week. Mine's better, so hopefully win. Yeah, not by a ton though. I think this is determined by how close it was. So... No, it's not determined by how close it was, because distance means it's over like 10 lengths between them. They got mogged. What determines how many points you get? The level of the competition you beat, maybe? I don't know. Because she got 10k. She got to... Oh, they... I see. Oh, hey, Grass Wonder won that! Nice! Good for you, girl. I mean, it's kind of like when your backup driver in your Formula 1 team beats the main driver, but like, hey, whatever. You got a win for the team. Unexpected, but welcome. Eye of the Beholder challenge quest? I don't know what that is. Alright, I'm a little afraid of how good the Suzuka Silence is, potentially. Not the... What the hell is this? I think I know who this comes from, but I can't remember their name. Math horse. Oh, of course. It's your skill. The view from the lead is mine. Yeah, that checks out. Watch the anime if you haven't. It's very good. Although the first episode does, well, first season, really, does some of the usual cringy anime things. Still a good story, though. And I don't usually like things where like the first season is one character and the second season is another character, but that's what they do. And still, it's pretty well paced. You care about the characters, but more can you really ask of from a show? Air grip. Let's go. So wait, then how do you get 20,000? Expound upon this, please. Anime cringe. Well, I'm sure you're aware that the age of consent in Japan is a little different. So sometimes there's stuff that would very much not be considered okay by a Western audience, but, or even technically, even within Japan, I think it's kind of gotten to the point where it's generally looked down upon, but not seen as like horrible. So the opening scene is Special Week. Opening scene, well, kind of like in the very near the beginning is, you know, like if you were to go up to a horse as a trainer, you'd think nothing of like feeling your leg to like see where the muscles are and whatnot, right? Little different in this context. So it's like, it doesn't do a lot, but it's more than most people consider okay or be comfortable with. So, yeah. So it depends. Some people, they really don't like it. It'd be a complete deal breaker. Other people, it's like, but as long as it's not happening all the time, whatever. I don't particularly like it, but also, if you're not trying to like make it really gross and cringe, then the rest of the series is not that. And good story. That's the thing. The more good something is, the better something is, the more likely you are to forgive things that you otherwise wouldn't. Vodka. Oh, a deep grass wonder. So yeah, it's a Japanese anime. Take from that what you will. Although at the very least, you should watch Cinderella Grey, which is on Amazon instead of Crunchyroll, which is nice because I can mooch off the Amazon Prime subscription and watch it, which also just had the first episode of the second season come out. Very, very good show. They definitely improved upon stuff that they were feeling out with the first 3 seasons. And it is the best so far. I should pick up the vodka. That's a sentence, I guess, that I just said. As someone who literally doesn't drink. Okay. Yes, Alto. Darling moderator mine. I could only escape it for so long. Thankfully it goes away. You're home? I see. And what are you doing now that you're home? Stop. Blink blink. Yeah, as if. Oh, they have the anime. Anime? Anime tokateo. But they filled their team full of... There has to be some benefit, right? Surely. There has to be a benefit. But I honestly just think that if you don't have ones that are well rated enough to compete, it's not worth putting them in, because it just inflates the number. And you never win, because now they're trying to beat this with this, because they have 3 instead of the 1. So, like... Probably MMO grind time. I probably would after this, but I need to eat, also. I didn't think I was going to be able to drag this out for an hour and 40 minutes, but hey, I guess that means progress. I'm growing as a content creator. Also, I got distracted and chatted about stuff, but hey, that's kind of the point. It's also been a slightly good day. Been like an okay week, actually, come to think of it. So, you know. Unrestrained. Here's the ability to keep the lead on the final corner. Good luck with that. Yeah, how are you supposed to compete with this? Like... They don't have the stamina, they don't have the speed, they don't have the power. I just win. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's satisfying though. That's really satisfying. I guess my goal at some point is to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but future goals. Oh god, it's bullying. It's bullying. Also, I'm being made to bully somebody by game mechanics. That's not bad. This isn't good, but you're... No, that's bad. Because you won't really... Pass! They won't pass. Breaking out of the pack on the final straight. That's not bad, that's not bad. Started in victory, increased velocity. That's just straight up level 1 increased velocity. Damn. Usually it's like slightly. No, it's just, or moderately. No, there's just increase. Indomitable fighting spirit on the heels of another runner towards the front on the final straight. Oh boy, that actually might pose a challenge. And then there's their Tachyon. Mid. That's a mid Tachyon. This is also kind of a mid Tachyon slightly, but almost a. More stamina and it'd be like... Or more speed. If she's only running medium races, she doesn't really need that. Do that to you every day? Do what to you every day? I got distracted in monologue, so like I don't know what you're talking about. But I have skills. They do not. So theoretically, this should... I'm stupid. This should be an easy win. Tachyon coming in clutch again. Air Grew facing herself, Vodka, and Grasswander. Shall we compare Air Grews of different caliber? Not horrible. But not good enough. Even if I could have more stamina. Because I have no stamina skills either. It was a very awkward run. It was a very awkward run. In the snow? I didn't even know that could happen. What does that look like? I kind of just want to see it. I haven't seen snow in game. Sad. I am in fact going to be blocking a lot of the screen. Cry about it. I did this differently before, did I? I don't remember. Playing, what is that? Gears of War Superfan badge. Oh. Currently, literally sobbing. Whatever. Hey, weep. Alto's being dramatic. Class 4, Team Race. 1600 meter Kyoto turf. Okay. Someone's R farming. That's...
グラスワンダー2番人気を紹介しましょう。2番エアグルーヴ。さあ今日の主役はこの馬娘を置いて他にいない。トリプルティアラの馬娘3番エアグルーヴ1番人気です。気合十分いい顔してますね。ゲートイン完了。
Which puts us right there.
今スタートが切られました。各馬娘揃って綺麗なスタートを切りました。みんな集中してましたね。高レースが期待できそうです。
That is loud. That is very loud, which means I have to talk louder. Unlucky. Good positioning. Oh, you get points for... Right, I forgot because I never watched this stuff. What do you mean? Why are you at the front of the pack? Me when I don't follow the plan? Me when I don't follow the plan? Late Surger, by the way. Late Surger, by the way. The snow's pretty though. I'll give it that. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth... Yeah. Yeah. But hey, look at the pretty snow. Look at it. It's so pretty. We don't need to talk about how far behind. Damn. Damn, not even close, huh? 1,000 points. Origin plus 3,000. Okay. So I learned something at least from that. A, that you can get snow. And B, it was worse than I thought. I'm... Like, this isn't just like, hey, give me your lunch money. This is, give me your lunch money, they give it to you, and then you still, like, tie them to the flagpole by a wedgie? Or something? I don't know. That's like, it's not even close. It's not even close to the same level. Never been bullied. Technically untrue, but Weird Fox Charisma thing somehow bully became friends, so like, I don't know. One instance. Other one just never talked to them again. She's never experienced it. Casey is the bully. I'll have you know I am not, actually. No imagination? I was trying to debate what would work, admittedly. Yeah, never been heavily bullied at least. Whatever that means. I'm just a poor unassuming innocent fox girl. So like, who would... Honestly, first off, who would bully this? Like, I mean... You just feel bad. And you don't get the reaction you wanted because it just laugh at you. But, you know. Let's see how much bullying this is. That's not even your... Is that your best one? No. Sakura Bakushu no. Your sprint. Your sprinter. Your front runner. You have okay skills, not enough stamina by far. But solid speed. But you have to deal with this. PSA, don't overload your teams. Just because you can put 3 each doesn't mean you should put 3 each. It's one of those, technically you can earn more points for doing it, but if you don't ever win, then what does it matter? Who would... Yeah, I wonder, who would ever go out of their way to annoy me? And try and tilt me? Besides League of Legends, League does it all the time. Let's go though. 41,000. Okay, look, it's actually close. It's close, except it's not because they have dirt aptitude of B on solid speed of A, and still bad stats, but it's okay. And then my poor McQueen is dirt aptitude E, which means you have like a 20 to 30% modifier, negative modifier on your stats. Or more. So she's technically worse stats-wise. So she loses. She still got third because she's so far ahead in stats. But she really can't win. Oh my, fine, sure, because it was the last one anyway. I need both of them. Because you really do want to get them to 3-star at minimum. Because it is a stat increase. I don't care about the parfait. Which, if you're unaware, because someone has never loaded up the game again, Alto. Star unlock. Okay. So it goes up to... Okay, I guess I have to do it from this to this, because... So if she were 3-star, it'd be 87, 101, 105, 81, 76. You don't like horse game? Meanwhile, I have no taste. So that goes up by 10 on basically every stat, which is kind of huge. Also, her unique skill upgrades. So it goes from, like, even to level 3, it goes up to moderately increased from slightly increased. And it also improves because it does steadily instead of just straight up, which means it is technically better. That's the same though, so I don't know what the difference is there. But that's true of all of these. So 3-star is good. Also, though, more importantly for the drip side of things, you get their signature wear, uniform. Technically it's called race wear, but that just sounds bad. So I only have Madazensky, Special Week, and the anime McQueen that I got completely on accident. I don't know what the game's trying to say, or the universe, because, like, she's 100% tsundere. So I don't know what narrative you're trying to push, game, but I don't appreciate it. Is that? Oh, right, I didn't check that. I didn't check. Oh, good. Another 30. We are up to 23,600 now. I don't have to acknowledge it, so I'm not going to. I won't be baited. Nothing. Free. Sometimes there are free ones. Technically I can pull for support cards, but I'm waiting for there to be one that I actually want, just on chance. Paid. I technically can get a free one of these. I'm waiting till Asian Flash is in the game till I can do that. Then I have one of these. I'm confused. Do I have... So I have one of those. Okay. But yeah. But that's that. Maybe it'll motivate me to do this faster. Alright, so... That's, that's it for today. Because I can already feel myself eating slightly. I need to go get food. And stop this before I go insane. So, video soon. It's finally all recorded. I solidified the direction that I want to go with that for feel and vibe and whatnot. So, yeah. I'm also finally eating my gummy bears. I don't think I have any other announcements. I think that's it. Oh, probably more... You should probably expect to see a lot of Arc Raiders when it comes out, because I have a feeling, assuming my PC doesn't try and brick itself when playing it, that will be streamed and played. So there'll be a bunch of videos of that and whatnot, because I kind of actually like extraction shooters. As much as they also hurt me. And gacha games, I guess. Kind of. I should play Zenless again. Anyway. That's it. Stay awesome. And catch you next time. Later.